Annual Garden State films from over 14 countries, all happening the weekend of March 21st to the 24th of this year. I am your host, Emily DeSimone, and I am here with co-directors, writers, and producers Rob Thorpe and Bill Schlavis of the music video Ethical Man. Thank you guys so much for joining me. How are you guys doing today? And please introduce your music video to our audience.
Hey, thanks for having us on. I'm Rob Thorpe. Bill and I, as you said, wrote and directed and just put this whole thing together. It's a music video we shot in Asbury Park, actually, so we thought it would be a nice fit for the festival, and we were lucky enough to get in.
So please tell me, what was your inspiration for writing Ethical Man?
I think I think I did the lyrics back in grad school or something. I don't even remember. It was like a project that took on. It was something we kept returning to, like in between other projects. So I think I just wrote something down that I thought was maybe a song. I wasn't sure if it was any good. Bill is a musician, and he was, we were friends, and I gave it to him, and I said, I don't know what this is, and a couple weeks later or whatever, he had recorded like the song. He arranged it. He did everything to it and made it what it was. And I think it just kind of evolved from there, if I'm remembering it right.
Yeah, and then like once we had it recorded, I remember we were talking about like it just kind of it's already got like a narrative to it, and so it kind of fit for doing a video, and a video with like an actual story as opposed to just kind of like a live performance.
Mhm.
So yeah, we kind of sat down and came up with the concept, and then just kind of went from there. It was very kind of spontaneous that way, we just kind of went with it.
So with Ethical Man, I watched it. I won't give it away, but what is it that you want your audience to take away from this music video?
Wow. I think for me, we may have different feelings on it, which is what's cool about music and art and everything. I like just that it's a day in the life. I like that snapshot feeling of, as Bill said, it's a narrative as opposed to just images. So it starts with this guy getting up in the morning, and it's very kind of, mundane, almost like he makes his bed, he does dishes, and then he goes out and he walks around, and you kind of see him experiencing his life all by himself. And then at the end, he kind of comes back to his apartment and has this kind of twist ending. But I like the kind of following someone around just through like the basic parts of their day, and I think that's something a viewer could hook into.
Mhm. And was this your first time filming a music video?
We had done a couple other acts here and there prior to it. This was the first one that we did kind of for like a song that we had written and recorded and done everything ourselves. So yes, first time for our own stuff, but we had done a couple for other people prior.
So what was it like for you to put an idea that you guys wrote and like curated and to like the process of putting it out onto the screen for other people to then interpret? Like, how was that process?
I think for us, it was probably like very easy in a sense because we had been working on like a feature film, and the grind of a feature film is so intense and so methodical. And this was just like Bill said, it was kind of spontaneous. Like we wrote this thing, we recorded this thing, we had one of our actors from our feature kind of like on call, and we just said, "Hey, do you want to come to Asbury Park?" And he came in, we filmed it in real time, we sent him on the train home, and that part of it was just like super easy. And I think we got out of our head, which you can sometimes really get into your head when you're in a creative project. So I think for me and for Bill probably too, it's just like kind of a spontaneous act of creation, which was kind of rare that you get to do that and just not stress it too much.
Yeah, it was
And
definitely like refreshing even from like the technical angle, like shooting a music video, like not having to worry about dialogue and kind of being able to just focus on the actual like shots themselves without all the other kind of little technical stuff you got to worry about if you're shooting like a feature. Oh, there's the cat.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then so yeah, so it was cool. I liked it. It was a little different from what we had normally done, but yeah, it was definitely kind of refreshing in that sense.
So you're saying that you oh, hi, Kat. So you were saying that you pulled this actor from a previous work of yours. Who was he the one singing? Like, who was singing this?
I'm singing it.
Oh, you are the ones. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Bill did all the arrangement, the music. We had a couple friends that also helped out with some stuff, but Bill was kind of the musical mastermind, and
nice.
he pulled it all together. And then the actor, his name is Josh Dye.
Mhm.
He's a just really talented actor from New York that we had auditioned and worked with, and he was game, to come down and hang out with us. And we sent him the script, which was really just very loose. We gave him the overview, obviously, and we gave him the song, so he knew what was going to happen and where it was going. And yeah, it was just we had worked with him, so like the shorthand was there. There was no stress. It was just filming. Sorry.
So, I mean, tell me how you guys found the Garden State Film Festival.
Um, I mean, we had been kind of doing film festivals a bit.
Yeah.
I had been in it before. One of my screenplays won,
Oh, nice.
and
Congrats.
thank you. And I had a really great experience with them. And just I love how it's a huge kind of like prestige festival, but they literally treat everyone kind of like a celebrity, sort of. Like they're really nice to everybody, and it's our backyard. We filmed in Asbury Park. Bill and I had brought other films that we have made to other festivals, so it was just like an easy choice to submit.
So, with this whole process, can you touch upon perhaps like your favorite like process of like making this film, submitting this film, and your least favorite part of this process?
Hmm.
I feel like Bill has something
No
ready. So
question.
No, I never really thought of it that way.
Mhm.
Like we were saying with like shooting a music video, it was kind of refreshing. Like I really liked the whole thing. Like it's not saying that it was easy, but it was a little different. I mean, from the music end, like I know for me, like always kind of working more on music or the kind of audio end of when we'd shoot like feature stuff, like it was cool to be maybe a little more like directly involved and kind of putting the narrative together and like planning out all the shots and things with Rob. So there really wasn't like a part that I didn't like about this project. Like it's one of my the more kind of enjoyable ones that I've gotten to work on.
So, I mean, with that said, it sounds like you guys have been in this industry for quite some time. Like who would you say has been an inspiration for you, whether it was like the style of their work or whatnot, for this particular work?
wow. Yeah, I mean, we've been banging around stuff for a while. We had written scripts and we had started the process like a lot of indie filmmakers do, and get a camera and let's just shoot something, and it just kind of evolved from there. I think growing up in Jersey, I think Jersey filmmakers are pretty rugged, gritty types. Whether it's like Danny DeVito or Kevin Smith or whatever, you always hear their kind of lore. And I think just that process of kind of being an indie filmmaker always appealed to us. I think in bigger picture, I know Bill and I both love kind of like Paul Thomas Anderson, um, his storytelling and his kind of visuals. As a film school person, the classics always come up, but I think the smaller, kind of dirtier films, honestly, are the ones that sort of appeal to us because they seem doable.
And, Bill, I mean, how about you? Like, would you say you had any like inspiration for this, or a person that you followed, or like a type of work?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for the videos, it sounds like kind of I don't know, maybe silly a little bit, but like for music videos, just like the stuff I grew up with, like watching like the kind of narrative like 90s like alt rock
Uh-huh.
music video, like that type of stuff is like I was definitely one of those kids who would like run home and like try to like catch them when they were like playing them on MTV or whatever. So like I've always had that stuff kind of like knocking around in my head, and then like I said, I kind of came more from like the music end than the film end. And so like actually getting to like do that is kind of cool for me. So yeah, that's kind of where I come from with it.
Nice. So, okay, you're talking about how this was a pretty likable, like easy, like, it was a refreshing project for you that really didn't pose you many challenges. So, I guess my question would be, what is a challenge you faced in the past, if you could go into some detail, that helped this to make it an easy and refreshing process for you?
I think.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, go
I was going to say I mean, technically, this was the second idea for this song. We had come up with like a now looking back, just completely terrible idea, and like tried to blend like a
Zombies.
narrative. Yeah. It was just. I look back, I'm like, wow, that was a miss. But we had like tried to like do a different thing where we kind of tried to like blend a performance into a narrative, and it was just like very it, trying to like sync like the audio and the actual like live performance with like actors kind of moving around, and we kind of in the middle of it said, no, this just doesn't work. Like it sounded good on paper. So that kind of made us then push for, kind of a more maybe like straightforward approach where we said, let's just shoot like straight narrative, don't worry about the live performance type thing. And so I think that's why it actually like came out so much better, is that we kind of started something, and then we're willing to say, all right, you know what, this just isn't going anywhere, let's not force it, and let's kind of take a different angle.
And Rob?
Yeah, I mean, echoing everything he said, I think just coming from like the feature film stuff, you're just you're tight. You kind of feel like you're tight all the time. And I think with a music video, for me anyway, I was like, oh my god, this is just so cool to just go in our backyard, go to Asbury Park, get the camera going, and we're just gonna run through this and see where it goes. And we knew where it was kind of gonna end, but everything between we we're really open to. And there was like found footage, like we I don't even know what kind of animal on the beach. There's some kind of crazy cat that runs out. Like, not that we planned that.
Mhm.
And but that was really just an embrace, I think, of everything that was hard about filmmaking, which is time management, and you never have people for enough time, and there's rain, and there's budgets, and all the stuff that kind of gets in the way. This kind of ran the other way from that. We could just have a good time.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me and giving me some insight into your process and the way that you guys, came up with this. You guys can check out Ethical Man at the Jersey Shore Arts Center on Saturday, March 23rd. The block is 9 p.m. to 11:15 p.m. Rob, Bill, I hope to see you both at the Garden State Film Festival this year. And you guys, there are going to be 200 films screening across 8 venues, including hosting parties, panels, events, and more. Get your tickets at gsff.org/tickets. I'm your host, Emily DeSimone, and Bill, Rob, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I can't wait to see your film at the festival.
Thank you.
For having us. Have a good one.